This is autosave too. Oh no. Oh no. Game, you're drunk. What? If you can punch a dragon with a stone fist, you can have a neurodivergent person and disable characters in your mediums. Oh, it's pretty! It is so pretty! I love it! Yay!
My name is Bloodthread Shears. I am also known in the dance world as Oriana Amaz.
Oh, what am I doing? Oh, what am I doing? Hello everyone. Good morning, merry time zone, and welcome to my stream. I'm Bloodthread Shears, Shears for short, and welcome to... Oh, I forgot to change the title. Oopsie. It's supposed to say Monday morning tea. And now it does. Good morning, everyone. Today I'm going to be continuing on the bodice and doing some smaller details, such as redoing the second row of hand gathers on the ruching part and sewing down some hems on the sleeve. Now, I'm going to go into this a bit more in detail, but the TLDR is linen frays like a bastard. Doing a double fold and sewing it down with a whip stitch prevents that from happening. You're going to see that quite a bit after I press all of my seams. And you may not be able to see it now, but Amanda is decked out with some of the bodice pieces. I'm going to show it a little bit. But before I get started, announcements. So first and foremost, schedule for the rest of the month is pretty much going to be all of the SophieDre. This will be a multi-stream endeavor in order to get this version of the dress done. I would like to get it done before October. I am also considering washing the yellow fabric and cutting it out just enough for the bodice, and hoping and praying I have enough to do a dress, like a ruffle for the skirt. If not, it's going to be the same exact dress in a different color. That's perfectly fine. Hi Verva, how are you? I'm doing good. Today has been a very busy morning. You may see them in the background, or you may see Lexi in here more often because I'm looking after my sister's dog, Zoe. Who's probably downstairs to avoid my dog. They love each other, but my dog can also be a bit of a jerk. I say that with love. Yay, I'm so happy. So yeah, we are actually in the actual stages of the blue dress for the SophieDre. So you can type in !SophieDre for more information and for the pattern that I'm using as the bodice. And I went and got some tea yesterday. Today I'm drinking chocolate purer, which is a very highly caffeinated tea with some honey and some heavy cream. So I have all the energy today because I'm gonna need it. And you can type in !Cuppa for where I get my tea. So back to scheduling. I would like to get this done before October because I would like to be able to wear it for Samhain. And since this is going to be a dress that I wear around the house and maybe as I go out and about, I want it to be practical for me. And having it as a linen dress will be good because when I do housework, I tend to build up a sweat. It's weird. Like, I can do rehearsals, I can work out. Yeah, I sweat. But the minute I do housework, like vacuuming, cleaning up around the house, I'm like, ah, what the hell? Why am I so tired? Kind of deal. But yeah, but having a linen dress that will help me stay cool while I'm doing stuff, and having a skirt that is long enough that I can stay warm if I'm sitting down, and it also covers my very generous bottom, but short enough I can go up and down stairs without having to lift a skirt. So let me actually show you the color. This is a nice cerulean blue. Here we go. It's a little darker in person, but it is a very beautiful color. And I totally forgot to do my Ko-Fi post, but you could type in !Ko-Fi in chat for the Sunday before yesterday for that. I am giving my supporters, both one-time and monthly supporters, access before everybody else, and then I do general updates on Twitter, and then abridged versions on TikTok. I'm also doing progress videos, first for Ko-Fi and then for the public on my YouTube channel, Blood Thread and Shears. The "and" is an ampersand symbol. Captions, that is not what I said. I said ampersand. Wow, we're gonna be fighting today. But anyways, if you are interested in helping support the channel and fund future projects, that's the way I'm gonna be doing them. Because once this dress is fully done, I have one more project on deck that I have the materials for, which is a Sailor Moon inspired giant hoodie blanket. I have the fleece, I have both for the inside and the outside. I will be this was inspired by Cool Lerpa on YouTube. I thought it was super cute, and I was like, wait a minute, what if I did it like Luna with cat ears? Because that is my brand. So that is what I will be doing. Probably closer to the winter time, because if I were to do heavy materials like that in the summer, I will get heat exhaustion. I don't want that. But yes, do stay tuned for a 10-minute time lapse of me ironing, like pressing the seams and sewing up one of the sleeves, which I have right here. So yeah, the rest of this month and for September will be my sewing sprinting. And September is the Sewtember Sprint, where I'm trying to get projects done and ready for the winter. And I forget what I was going to say, but I'm probably going to do a charity stream during the month of September. I'm not sure what charity I'm going to be raising money for as of yet, but I'm always open to suggestions. I may go for charity water again, or I may go support whatever charity SJ will be. Hang on a second. Excuse me. I will be doing a. I know SJH Does Games is planning a charity stream, so I'm gonna actually ask if I can join in on that just to help out. So whatever happens there, and then maybe something from the wine cellar. I'm not sure, but I do want to raise some money during September. And for the stream schedule, that will be up later today. Yesterday I was extremely tired, my shoulder was killing me, and I had to run a lot of errands. But I made up for it by getting the pressing done and doing a lot of hand sewing. So I will show that in just a moment. Next up is, oh God, what was I gonna say? Oh, right. I will be chronicling my journey with a new sewing machine. If you see the little table in the back, that's Audrey. That is Audrey, the sewing machine. It is a Singer 15 series sewing machine from the 1940s. According to what I found, it was made in New Jersey by the Singer Sewing Company, and it is currently off at the shop getting fixed up and cleaned and hopefully working. It is a very beautiful cabinet that I have cleaned up, restored, and I'm learning so many things about. So I wanted to talk about that, maybe as like a video or as like a blog post. So stay tuned for that because I think it would be fun, and it's great to have a sewing machine where I can just do straight stitch and be a workhorse. And it's also very pretty. Like, I honestly thought the wood was like a burled walnut, which is like a lighter color based on what I saw when I first got it. And then I got like some Old English wood cleaner polish. I think it's mahogany. Like, the wood was thirsty. I think I have a mahogany cabinet. Like, bear in mind, I got this for free from a friend of mine who's trying to get rid of it. I got a freaking tank of a sewing machine for free. Like, so yeah, my hope is that it will be up and working, knocking on wood. So I can free up the Kenmore for my mother, and also for things that just need a straight stitch and finer stitching as well, because you can actually go up to, with that sewn with Audrey over there, you can actually go up to 30 stitches per inch. Like, really fine stitches. And I've tested it out. It works. I just had to get rid of all of the Angora rabbit hair that was stuck in there. And I cleaned it up as best as I could, and I'm trying to see later on, like once it's mechanically sound, I want to see if I can get it restored. Like aesthetically restored, like all the decals, get all the metal pieces nice and shiny, and get to work. Because apparently, according to the manuals that I found, there was a ruffler foot, which makes ruffles. There was a hemming foot. There's all these bells and whistles that you could get with it. And it was super pretty. I'm broke as hell right now, but when I'm up and running and a little bit more financially stable, I really want to be able to do that. So, fingers crossed, fingers crossed. So yeah, the tales with Audrey, and the reason why I call her Audrey, quick content warning for minor injury. When I first got her, my friend helped me put the cabinet in my car. Came home. I had to bring it in my house by myself. So I went to like close the flaps because like the top part is like two leaves that open up. It was a little ajar. I tried to push it and it bit my finger. So I named her Audrey. But yeah, definitely keep an eye out because I do want to like document my journey restoring her and learning how to do maintenance by myself. The guys at the repair shop were very impressed with the fact that I knew my stuff. I do think because I am femme, I did get like that whole, oh, did you know what you're doing kind of deal. I'm like, okay. Next time I'm coming, I'm bringing my dad or bringing a male friend because, yeah. Like, make no mistake, these people know what they're doing, and I've brought my Kenmore over here to them. They know what they're doing. And I explained to them, look, this is the research that I've done. This is what I think it is. I'm not exactly sure, and it's hard to tell. That being said, I did my best to clean it, and I'm going to be continuing to try and restore it to its former glory. So yeah. And also, my next announcement is related to the community board. If you or someone you know are trying to raise money for direct aid, whether it be to find a stable living situation, being able to get out of a dangerous situation, trying to raise money for a charity, if you are trying to do mutual aid and you want to have something be a bit more signal boosted because Twitter is a hellscape. And I see all of these GoFundMes, I see all this stuff, and I really want to help. I may not be able to be in a financial situation right now to directly support, but the best that I can do, and this is coming from my Tumblr days, is doing a signal boost. So if you or anyone you know needs some help bringing more attention to a GoFundMe, please consider DMing me. I will happily create a command where the link for your GoFundMe or your charity link will be in the chat, and I will signal boost however the hell I can. So all of that in mind, that brings me over to the community board. And I'm going to turn off my fan because I'm actually cold. So first and foremost, I'm going to shout out my friend ChaosFay. If you've been here a while, you know that I talk about ChaosFay quite often and her work. So let me grab that. I know it's the same goddamn coaster, but I love this coaster. It is pretty and it is freaking sturdy. ChaosFay is a 4th generation quilter, disabled creative, and my friend. She makes coasters, table mats, table runners, altar mats, mug rugs, quilts, and they are gorgeous. So let me actually show you the mug rug so y'all know exactly why I love her work. I'm also partial because I'm a friend, but still. I commissioned her a while back for this rug. I cannot say enough good things about ChaosFay. Like, this is the front, this is the back. My criteria was space, Sailor Moon, and pastel. She delivered. If for any reason something isn't viable from a quilting perspective, she will let you know and give you pretty cool alternatives that will still look really cool, which she did with mine. She has her shop in Kofi, and links are in the chat right now. Her commissions are open, so if you like Sailor Moon, you want something like that, she can do that. You like Star Wars, she can get some Star Wars fabric and make you a badass quilt. You like whatever nerdy shit and you want to have that color scheme, she can do that. Had I the money, I would get a Dusa inspired quilt from her. She also has like a binding tutorial for sale, so link is in the chat. Go for that. So next up is bbpins.com. Many of you know that I'm very much prone to repetitive movement injury. I oftentimes do have to take aspirin in order to keep myself from injuring myself further. But another way I also do that is through compression gloves. These are great for when I'm crafting, typing, gaming, and they are super comfortable. They are a nice jersey cotton with medium compression, and they come in such pretty colors. This is like the pink, this is the purple. She's got even more options on her website. She also has sweaters, backpacks, bags, enamel pins, and plushies. She's got a Kickstarter right now for a cute kitty plushie with a bow tie. You can go to bbpins.com for more information and support another disabled creative. Also, her cosplay is amazing. I've seen her past work. I cannot wait to see what she comes up with next. So, a bit of a disclaimer, neither ChaosFay or BB Cosplay are sponsoring me for this. I like their stuff. And I want to give a bit of a shout out. So BB Cosplay, I think that's her handle on Twitter. But all the information is in chat. And last but not least, I would like to give a shout out to Persephoroth. Persephoroth is a wonderful TTRPG player, DM. She's was on the 7 for Dimension 20. She is currently raising funds for completing her transition, which is beautifully named Pussy Quest. All of the information will be on her channel, and go follow her. Just go follow Sephi. She's awesome. I love her. I love her work. So yeah. With that, blah 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 blah. Words are hard, and with that, that is the community board. So let's switch over to craft camera, and I'll show you what I've been doing on Sunday. And oh, that's what the son of a biscuit. Did I? Oh, okay. So, boop. Okay. So I'm gonna move these pieces over here. And this scrap will probably end up as a gusset for the sleeve, but I haven't gotten to that yet, so I'm going to put this over to the side as well. And that is a side panel. There we go. So this is one of the sleeves that I was working on. What I did after sewing it together is I pressed my seams, and then I did a double fold while I was pressing. I just use regular iron that I have in my shop. There we go. In the house, I mean. So you can see that this is nice and flat. There's going to be absolutely no... Oh wait, this isn't the one. Whoopsie. But this is the one I'm going to be working on. This is the one that I finished. This is what it looks like finished. So I am going to take this back to the ironing board, get this like nice and situated in the fabric. But right off the bat, this is looking extremely nice. Like, I was tempted to just do a zigzag stitch all the way down, but I'm just like, Personally, I want to put in the work. I'm fine with putting in the work and just catching up on podcasts while I do it. So what I did was a whip stitch. I don't know how many stitches per inch I did. I just made them as small as possible. But you can already tell that this isn't going anywhere. There's going to be no fraying whatsoever. I also have the gathers prepped because I still have to cut out the cuffs for the sleeves. Have I done that yet? Absolutely not. It's like, I probably should, but I'm gonna leave that as like the last thing that I do. Last but not least, I also have to deal with hand gathers for the top row here. Originally, I was using a red thread as both as a mark and as a contrasting color. So that's the red thread, which is my mark because of my name, Blood Thread and Shears. But yeah, this is all coming out really nicely and a lot faster than expected, which is why I'm only saving the sewing specifically for a stream. But today is going to be very much a small details day. I'd rather get all of the smaller stuff done now than have to worry about it later, because the double fold is going to be a normal thing. Do I have to do that? No. Do I want this dress to last? Abso-freaking-lutely. So I'm gonna need to have that ready to go. So I believe I left my thread and my thimble over here, along with my shears. No, that's a back panel. I don't need that yet. So the only thing that I haven't done, like, I haven't ironed or pressed, was the front yoke. But that will get done later. Okay. So, tools of the trade for today on the sleeve. My nose is super itchy. Alright, so did I? No, I didn't. Okay. So we have a thing of beeswax that I poured myself into the shape of a bee, though this bee has seen some stuff. We have my soft plastic thimble by Dritz. This is in a size small, and a great way to figure out whether or not a thimble fits you properly. Put it on. If you can gesticulate like an Italian would in a full-on conversation, and it don't come off, boom, you're good. If it does fly off, you may need to go a size down. If it's a little too tight, go a size up. This is great because you can put this in your pocket, or like I do in my bra, to warm it up, and then makes it a little bit easier to put on your finger. I'm using Gutermann's cotton quilting thread for hand sewing and machine sewing, purely because it's very sturdy. And I'm known to break thread very easily. The color number is 4932. It is a lovely dark blue. And as always, my trusty wrist pin cushion. With the exception of my shears, and these are by Clover. I got all of this at my local craft store. It is easily accessible, and if I do screw up, I have my ergonomic seam ripper, also by Clover. I'm not sponsored by any of them, but hey, if you ever want to sponsor me, give me a call. Email me. bloodthreadshears@gmail.com. I'm just saying. I have no shame when it comes to promoting myself, which I should be doing more often with my Kofi. Okay. So, first and foremost, let's get this up and running. So I've been chattering for about an hour, well, 40 something minutes to be exact, but how's everyone doing? How was your weekend? I hope it was rather nice. Like, it's been very quiet here, and it's finally raining by me, which it was it was needed. It was so hot out. Like, when I was driving around, the thermostat in my car actually said like 91, and I'm like, you have got to be kidding me. It also didn't help that I was in traffic, but that is neither here nor there. So hopefully everyone else has had like a more milder weather. And if you haven't, may rain be plentiful and cold weather on its way. Because I know a lot of folks are like hyped up for like Samhain or Halloween if you're not pagan. Did I put a knot on this? I didn't. Okay, cool. I can never remember. But anyways, I myself also got some pumpkin spice or pumpkin chai in preparation. But a lot of like my quote unquote winter fall tea won't be used at least until the end of October. Like, the minute it hits like 60 or just maybe 50 something, where we can open the windows and be like, ah, this is nice. This is nice and brisk. That's when I crack that out. And I managed to get enough tea for 6 months. Because, like, I don't go to the tea shop very often. When I do go, I go and I stock up. This way I'm not constantly going back and forth. It's a bit of a drive to be perfectly honest. But when I do go, I make sure I have more than enough. I'm going to start at the bottom. Put that through. But anyways, what was I saying? Like, but when I go, I make sure that I get more than enough. Because as I like to say, price per use. And I use my tea. I drink a lot of tea. Like, I still have a lot of decaf, but I didn't have any of my regular tea that had caffeine in it. So I kind of needed to stock up. And it'll be a while before I start buying more. On the bright side, though, because of all of the amount that I did get, I got a crap ton of samples that I would love to try out. It's always fun because like when I go in, it's just like, oh hey, can we help you? I'm like, yeah, I got a shopping list. I need this, I need this, I need this. Can I get that in a small? By the time I'm done, I'm like, I know I'm gonna do some damage. But I also know it's gonna be a while before I go back. And I enjoy Clippership. They have a very nice little shop. I have bought 2 tea sets from them. Like a 6-cup teapot and a tea and teacup set. A teapot set, which looks like a burnt mustard color. It's a really nice one. It came with like a bamboo tray. I use it for days when I don't want to use the bigger teapot. Put that in, and there we go. This was the, okay, cool. Oops. So I'm trying to keep the stitch work small. That way it's not as noticeable on the outside. But at the same time, I'm not doing it so small where it's just like super precision. I'm just more along the lines of it's the inside of a sleeve. I'm not going to be too concerned. Okay. one little trick I learned when using like long strands of thread. Stitch it in loose, and then when you have enough stitches, park your needle, hold at the bottom to keep tension, and pull. As I'm going to diagonally pin the other side. To keep it from unfurling, because I noticed that was an issue yesterday when I was sewing it up. Fly that out. Oh crap. Okay. So I'm gonna have to like snip any threads from the fabric. Good to know. Zoe, what's the matter, baby? Come here, Zozo. Hi, Lexi. Hi, baby. Come here. Hi. Hello. Be nice. Be nice. There will be no fighting in this house. Hi. Hi, Zoe. Come here. Sit down. Hang on, let me show you. Go there. Go. Come here. Lexi, you are going to be nice. Hi. Hello. So, this is Zoe. Let me move the camera so y'all can see these little troublemakers. So this is Zoe, and y'all know Lexi. I'm just making sure that they don't fight. Somebody's a drama queen. Here she is. Yeah, good girl. Good girl. Sit down. Sit down. Zoe is my sister's dog. Lexi, be nice. Lexi can be a bit of a bully, so I'm just trying to make sure that they don't do anything absolutely reckless. Hello, did you just want attention? Or did you just see the Amazon guy outside? Good girl. Yeah, she's a stonky. She's stocky. She's a stocky little sausage roll. Yeah, sit down. Sit down. Good girl. Sit down. Hi, baby. Hi, mama. Hello. Hello. Good girls. What good girls. Who's a happy girl? Who's a happy girl? Oh. So yeah, and hi, baby. This is a rare chance for people to see my dog on stream because she does not like the camera. But yeah, we are at top of the hour, so I'm actually going to take a quick break. So around here, I strongly encourage folks to take care of themselves however they see fit. Whether it is to get up, walk around, stretch, get some water, get some food, take your medications. Did you take your meds today? Because here's your reminder. And giving your furry, scaly, or feathered friends some squishes and love, however you see fit. Be sure to take care of yourselves. I'll be right back. Alright, everyone, welcome back. Since my tea has been finished, and I don't want to do a 2-mug tea, I have my water. Alright, so grab my thimble, grab my pincushion. I hope everyone is enjoying themselves and we're able to hydrate, have some food, be able to take care of themselves. And if you're going through it, don't worry. Come, relax. I always enjoy folks when they tell me, yeah, I put you on in the background just so I have something on. I'm like, I like that. I like hearing that. I think the highest compliment I've mentioned was someone falling asleep to my voice and I was like, oh my god, I pulled a Bob Ross. I think that's pretty cool. So that is always pretty neat. I'm also going to put the fan back on. So this morning, I get woken up. Like I first woke up at like 5 in the morning, and I was like, you know what? Nope. I'm just gonna go back to sleep for a little bit. 2 hours later, like, cause like I fell asleep on the couch and then went into my room, fell asleep, and then like 7 o'clock on the dot, I had not one but two dogs, uh, demanding that I wake up. One of which, who is right over right here, has memorized my entire alarm schedule. So I let them out, do their business, and then like start getting ready for stream. And around like 8:30, they're still crying. And I'm like, oh, wait. Because this past weekend, I've been like getting up early in the morning, taking them around the block for exercise, also to file down their nails. And like doing it before like the sun really started kicking in. So they started getting used to that. So like half hour to start time, I'm like, okay, fine. Let me go get my socks and sneaks on and we'll go. And I usually will tell them we're going for the long one or we're going for the short one. Lexi understands what I mean. Zoe does not. But they've been working rather well together on our strolls. And Lexi tends to be a bit more focused when there's another dog with her. I say a bit. Not by a lot, though. But it's interesting, like, they both, like, one takes the lead, the other takes the lead. And I had decided to, like, make things quicker and to keep them on their toes, I jogged. Like, little sprints. Like, little intervals of it. And that. But I will tell you, I've never seen two dogs happier. Like, normally their tail is like low to like back height. Nope, both of them were up. They were happy. And then, ow, on the way back to the house, I jogged again. And both of them were tired. They were panting. They were happy. Like, they're building up their endurance. So once they are good to go, and if it's not raining later today, because I do have, actually no, I have to call my sister and ask if for thing. So, because like I've been going over to my sister's home to look after her cats as well. So I have to see whether or not I am required to go over there today. But for one thing, the kitties are adorable. One of them's a little chunky because she likes to eat all the food. But I think I figured out a way for her to eat her food. And not have the dog eat it either. Like, they have a cat. Like, I remember, like, cat towers give, like, security for cats. Like, if it's high up, they can, like, survey all that they see. And not only that, they can also just feel safe. So I put, like, the like, the bowl of food on, like, one of the platforms of the cat tower, and then been like, here you go. eat up. It took some convincing, but once the one cat uh understood what was going on, she realized, oh, this is nice. And I'm probably going to relay that information to my sister just so she knows, like, oh yeah, uh, the cat's like that. And hopefully by tomorrow I can hear back from the repairman about my sewing machine. Bring her home, get her in the cabinet, and get to work. Because, like, once she is mechanically sound, I'm going to start doing the cosmetics. And I'm probably going to ask a couple folks in the mini painting community, be like, hey, I have questions. Ooh. There we go. Now, compared to yesterday, this is actually going a lot faster than expected. Though, to be honest, I genuinely thought I would be spending almost all day yesterday sewing, which thankfully, with the magic of wireless speakers and podcasts, that went a lot faster than expected. I went through into, I think, 3 episodes of Noble Blood, which, if you're into history, um, and like the complicated things that go on with history from like a narrative perspective, that may be up your alley. So let's actually, since none of the dogs are here, I'm gonna just turn that back. I would have thought the days of fiddling with my camera were gone, but nope. The day I get an actual, like a doggo cam will be very interesting, because it'd be like, where's the dog? Said dog knows the camera's on. Crap. Okay, so this is probably going to need another coating of beeswax. Yeah, it's starting to feel less grippy, so another coat is probably needed. And what I'm doing as I'm going down this one area, like this one side, is pinning as I go for the other. This way, nothing unfurls, because there's always that opportunity for the fabric to be like, oh, I don't want to bend anymore. Open up. And I'm just like, no, 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 please don't do that. Please don't do that. I beg. There. It's okay, Lex. I wasn't panicking. I wasn't panicking. It's okay, baby. Good girl. Good watchdog. We are getting quite a lot of Lexi cameos today. What's the matter? It's not even a full hour. Go lie down. It's okay. It's okay. Good girl. Hi, Zozo. Hi. We have a double doggo cameo. Hold on, hold on. I'm gonna turn the camera so you can see her. Let me put the bigger here. Zozo. Hi. I also put a little bandana on Zoe for fashion. Hi. Hello. Both of you behave. Good girl. As you can see, Lexi's territorial. Did you just want attention? Lex, lie down. Yes, I'm talking to you. Go lie down. So yes, we have double doggo cameo today. We are being blessed. And the only reason why she's in here and allowing me to put her on camera is because of this one over here. So, yeah, good girl. Hi. Hello. Look. Look at the camera. Good girl. All right, sit down. Sit. Lay down. That's Claw. Good girl. Can I see your paw? Good girl. All right, your nails are getting shorter. That's good. Lay down. Lay down. Lay down. Zoe, lay down. Lay down. Lay down. Hold on. Lay down. Lay down. Lay down. Lay down. All right, so I'm gonna just turn the camera back and go back to craft cam. All right, so I'm assuming because my dog thought I was having panics. When one comes, the other does as well. Lexi, be nice. This is why you should eat your food, damn it. Okay. Hmm? What's the matter, Lex? It's not even an hour yet. No. 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 No back talk. What I'm gonna do here is like the hand stitching version of an overlock stitch. This way, like right here is covered and not as prone to fraying. Ah, crap. I'm gonna take this off the needle. What did, oh, there it is. So, wax that up. Wait, what did I do with the thread? Oh, there we go. Okay, so that is what it looks like with all the pins. And I'm doing it diagonally because once I go upwards, I hopefully do not get stabbed. So that's what it's gonna look like. And where was the... Oh, that's where the yoke was. I was looking for this. What did I do with the sleeve? Those are side panels. No, that's a back panel, actually. Oh, there it is. So I want to show y'all through the magic of the internet. No, it basically I showed this earlier, but like this is the inside. And a great way to tell from on the outside, you can see the stitches. Now, the thread is dark enough from like first glance, you're not going to see it. And also, it's going to be underneath here. So, again, you're not going to see it. Ow. And if I were to turn this right side out, get this like that. This is what it looks like. So this is what all of here. So you do see like two lines and then the center seam that holds everything together. Now, ideally, I could make the stitches smaller where they are at a point where it is not noticeable. I don't feel like doing that. Because again, house dress, this is going to be an area where not many people IRL are going to be looking at. And I think it gives like a little quote-unquote historical look to it with a touch of hand sewing. So I'm fine with that. Oof. Let me turn that off. Grab some water. Are you okay? Do you need to go outside? Do you want to go outside? That's a yes. So, I'm gonna take another break. Let these two troublemakers outside. So I'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone. Let me... It's very dry in the house. Temperature check. It is very dry in my house right now. I have had the air conditioning going all night, and then I'm just like, wow, it's very dry. And I'm like, and my voice is just like, yeah, it's very dry. So, let's continue, shall we? Like, outside, it feels very muggy. And I would have hoped, like, that it rained soon, because that would be nice to be able to open the windows, get some humidity in the house. I should probably do it this way. Hello, welcome on in. Feathered Phoenix, hi. Hello everyone from Feathered Phoenix Stream. My name is Bloodthread Shears, Shears for short. I am a variety streamer. I do crafting, gaming, whenever my laptop allows me. I am currently sewing a wonderful dress inspired by SophieDre from Howl's Moving Castle of the movie adaptation by Studio Ghibli. I also occasionally do live shows, either TTRPG or belly dance shows. And for new followers, I have a 10-minute follower timer for my personal mental health and safety. During that time, I strongly encourage folks to read the rules and regs that are in the chat right now or in the about section of my page. When it is time to come into chat, come in, say hello, and let me know you read them. So give me 1 second. Let me give you a quick little shout out. Ah, you were doing some art. What kind of art were you? When you're able to come into chat, let me know what you were working on. And I hope your stream has gone well. And if you do need to take some time to take care of yourself, feel free to do so. We are very much a very chill kind of place where folks like to lurk, relax, listen to some music, watch some pretty things being made, and the occasional doggo cameo. I had like the silent stream on because I was like so focused on uh sewing everything up. But yes, for new followers and for folks who came in on the raid, I have all of my standard commands down below. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I reserved the right to answer any questions or not answer any if they get personal. So don't mind me, I'm just trying to finish up the hem on this sleeve. And like I said, I am working on a recreation of the Sophie dress from Howl's Moving Castle. And this all got inspired by a video I watched on YouTuber SophieDre's channel. And I was just like, oh wait, I can do that. So I was like, okay, I can try that out. And it's actually, this is part 2 of an entire project. The apron that I'm wearing right now was part 1, where I made this from linen, mid-weight linen, and modifying to hell and back the pattern that I used. And I think I used oh goodness, what was it? Butterick? Like I shortened the apron, I added some pin tucks, and I modified the collar because it was way too high. And at the time, I had no idea what I was doing. And with some help from my mother, aka Mama Shears, I got it done. But now that I'm like a lot more confident with what I'm making, I would love to make another one. And also, hold on. Pockets. Large pockets. Which the dress will also have as well. So if you're interested in seeing the entire process, I have a YouTube channel where I will be posting all of the VODs, and you can see the process of Mockup 2.0 from there. The first mock-up process, those VODs are kind of sort of lost to the ether, so technically this can be that. But if you see behind me, I have my dress form Amanda, and that is actually the remnants of Mockup 1.0. I basically cannibalized it and turned the skirt into an apron with pockets, because pockets. Okay. But yeah, I tend to focus heavily on hand sewing. I do have now 2 sewing machines. One's in the shop. One is right next to me, which is this lovely little Kenmore. Let me just undo that. Neither of which are brand new. The Kenmore was my mother's, which I ended up taking over. That is from, I believe, 1972 or 73. It is solid metal, like a metal case. It is a portable version that 2 years ago I took into the shop to get fixed up, cleaned, and it runs very well. Like, I'm starting to get the hang of it. And when I say starting to get the hang of it, the more advanced stuff. I still have to find a manual, and so I can be able to like open it up, clean it, give it the proper maintenance checks that are required, so I can be able to do that myself and save a little bit of money. So let's do that. So what I'm doing right now, and because I am working with linen, which is known to be a little finicky, but I am whip stitching down a double fold on the hem so it doesn't fray. And I have a feeling I will be doing this quite often. I'm doing it by hand because it actually looks nicer, at least in my opinion. Like, I could do a straight stitch all the way down or just a zigzag stitch. I didn't feel like doing that, so this is my answer to that. Also, I have my tools of the trade right here. I have my, for hand sewing, I use a size 9 sharp needle for all-purpose stuff. The thread that I'm using is by Gutermann. This is a quilting cotton thread that comes in 220 yards or 200 meters, according to what it says here. The color number is 4932. I have my thread cutting snips, ergonomic seam ripper for when things go sideways, and some beeswax to coat the thread. That way it protects the thread, reduces friction, and most importantly, reduces tangles. Because, oh dear God, does that actually get annoying. So let's park that there. So I'm just trying to get this part done because I'm going to be moving over to the chest piece and doing some hand gathers. The wild linen is notoriously finicky, especially on the ironing board. I like it. It's light. You can have options. And the apron I'm wearing, I've actually used as like a bathing suit cover. For like when I want to like go outside and go into the pool or just go to the beach. It's nice to have, especially with the pockets. So let's do that. I am playing Thread Chicken right now, and I'm going to play it safe and end that strand right there. And then what I do is like go in between the stitches, push the needle through, and pull the thread. So what this does is I don't have to worry about like stray threads sticking out. If you've ever had like a stray thread stick out, it's annoying, and from a sensory perspective, it is absolute torture. Absolute torture. So, not bad for technically 2 strands to make it from the bottom all the way up to here. So, when I start a new thread, I unfurl and I use, especially for hand sewing, I will coat the thread in the beeswax. Again, this helps with straining out the thread because it's been on the spool for quite some time. And then coating it will allow a reduction in friction. And then once it is in the fabric, when you go to iron everything, it's protected. I do have an interest in historical garments, and I have noticed that like anything that's like thread that's coated in beeswax will last. Like if you've ever seen like jackets coated with wax for like waterproofing, it protects the fiber, especially wool. Wow. Words are not going to happen today. let's do that. But to check in with chat, I hope everyone's enjoying themselves. And if you're in an area where it is still summer, I hope rain comes your way and the weather cools down eventually. This summer has been brutal. Like, really brutal. The last couple of weeks in July, I didn't even want to go outside. I just like stayed inside and only went out when necessary. Because, fun fact, my car does not have air conditioning. A few years ago, the alternator died and it took out the air conditioning. So the heat works, but the AC doesn't. So, because I know how much fixing it will cost, and it's way beyond what I can afford, I usually just suffer. And I'm so used to cars that don't have AC. My previous car was like that. I would just, if I was going down the highway, I just roll down the windows and that was my air conditioning. It did suck quite a bit if it rained, and especially after working out or rehearsing. Um, and like, I think it was my mom who said, like, why don't you save up for air conditioning? And I was like, because if the alternator dies again, I'm worried about it taking out the AC again. And that's way too expensive to repair every single time. Which is sad, because I like my car. It annoys me sometimes, but I like my car. And I'd like to like keep it as long as mechanically possible. So with this sleeve hem done, what I do is like going between the stitches, pull it through, and then take the tail and trim it. This way any spare thread is stuck in between the rolled up hem, and you don't have to worry about anything like irritating you. I do that for like when I knit my stuff like origami plushes. And let me show you what it looks like. So with this fully stitched down, oh goodness, my foot is numb. So with this fully down, what I'll do is take this over to the ironing board, press it down, and make it nice and comfortable for the thread in its new home. So I'm going to take this. Where is my spare spool? Ah, there it is. I also keep an extra spool for any of the remnant threads that I can still use for later. Trying to keep my waist down as much as possible. So let me park that there. Take a bit of water. Captions, that is not what I said, and you know it. Okay. Oh. That there. So this will get folded up and put aside for later. So give me 1 second. I just need to blow my nose real quick. Thank you so much for your patience. So the next thing that I want to do for small details is hand gathers for the front piece right here. So as you can see, there's already a bottom line right here. Let me just show you a little quicker because I'm not sure if it's going to show up on the... It's showing up. So I'm using a contrasting thread just so I can be able to see what the heck I am doing. That is... And I'm using red thread. 1, kind of a contrast. 2, it's my mark. If you've ever done like crafting or artwork, you leave a mark, whether it is a watermark, to show, hey, this is what I did, and this is my work, don't steal it. Looking at you, NFT assholes. But, red thread is basically my way of marking an item and showing that I did it. I do that for my knitting, and I do it for my sewing as well. Captions? Really? Really? Boy, Captions has decided to fight me today. Now for the hand gathering, I'm not going to coat this with beeswax. I want to be able to have this move around for when I'm ready to pull the thread to gather it up. Now, in my haste, I went a size up by mistake when I cut out the pattern piece. So this is going to be very interesting when I'm putting this together. Because originally I was going to mark it with the waist, where the waist was, and then do what's called a full bust adjustment. Basically, you're making it so it'll fit over your bust or your boobs. Because a lot of patterns are only for a B cup, which I think is ridiculous. That's just me. And this begins the very slow process. And normally I would just go in and do this off stream, but I wanted to show like there are slower parts of projects that I work on that can be incredibly tedious. Because like yes, I show like abridged updates on TikTok. At the same time, I want to show the slower version. Because you only see the highlights on TikTok or on Instagram or any other social media and be like, here's what I did, ba 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 ba, it's done. Meanwhile, I'm just like, I and a bunch of other people are like, either, oh, I can do that, or wait a minute, but what? So I like showing the slower parts because it can be relaxing and it can be very fun for those who are interested in the ins and outs of the process. Like I grew up on Mr. Rogers and The Joy of Painting. Both were very slow and very quiet. So it is always good to slow down from time to time. Because again, I could do this on the sewing machine. However, I have attempted this in the past with the sewing machine for gathers. It didn't, in my opinion, it didn't look very good. So I also didn't have a lot of control when it came to the gathers. So this made my life easier. Every so often the thread is going to tangle, so I don't want to pull it too hard. Okay. So that is the second row, well, technically top row of the gathers. It's a little hard to see, but you can see like the little bits that are gathering in the fabric naturally from like the pinching on the fabric. Next up on the docket, according to the sewing instructions, which are in here, right sides together, pin and stitch side seams front A to side panel C. So this time I actually did like a stabilizing stitch like the instructions told me to. I didn't do it last time because I was like, why? But in this case, because of the linen and how very finicky it can get, I'm going to pin it down. I did the blah. I did the stabilizing stitch. And what I'm also going to do is pin this down, do a basting stitch by hand, and then take it to the sewing machine. So I'm trying to keep this as even as possible, because even in the cutting phase, the linen just wants to do what it wants to do. But like once everything is sewn in, it's nice and neat. It it holds up. It definitely holds up. Like I've had the apron a couple years now. And bear in mind, it's not like a every single day kind of use. Like, don't get me wrong. This is a practical apron with no ties for good reason. I've worn this for dog sitting. I've worn it for baking, for around the house kind of stuff. And like I said, I also used it as a bathing suit cover. I've only had to do repairs once or twice so far. But if I were to make it again, I would take what I know because this is like on the shoulder and it's a little eh. I would do the full bust adjustment on the pattern and then fix it to where this would be here so it allows me to have better movement. So like to give an idea on the right side of my right shoulder, you wouldn't have the pulling that you do here. I need the other side panel. And I am also taking what I learned from that book I bought that's by Bernadette Banner and like pinning diagonally. And if you're interested in seeing my review of the book, links in chat. I had things to say. I was a little rambly in my video review, but I took what I wanted to say, and I think I had this in the wrong way. I do. Okay, good to know. I took what I said on my streamed review and then just sat down, processed the information, and wrote down, like, took the time to write down my thoughts. So again, link is in chat. And that review is open to the public. You can basically, I did tag it as like, I have all the proper tags on there, so go onto the Ko-Fi, look up Bernadette Banner, and you'll find it. Because that was when I had like a free trial for Canva Pro, so I used it to the fullest extent. Mm. Alright. And what I will do and I'm going to do that. I'm going to do the basting stitches off stream and prep it for Wednesday. So I've been going for about 3.5 hours now. So I do want to take some time to rest, have something to eat that is more substantial than tea and snacks. So give me 1 second. Let me see who we can raid. Oh, Punkelnix is on. So Punkelnix, pronouns he, him. He's doing just chatting right now. He does like a lot of cool stuff, leatherwork, TTRPG stuff, glassware. He has his own shop. He does wonderful things. He's good quality people. I highly recommend. So we're gonna go raid Punkelnix. Alright, so that is the raid call. Please feel free to put whatever heart emotes you'd like in front of it. Why are you not responding? Did I not do this right? There we go. And when we go over there, you are to remember the raid rules. Listen to the mods and streamer. Be on your best behavior because it is a reflection of the love, music, and appreciation I bring over to Nyx's community. I will be back on Wednesday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, continuing the assembly of the bodice. And yeah, so thank you so much, Feathered Phoenix, for the raid and for the follow. And always remember, hey, you're doing good. Don't worry about it. Alright, everyone, have a lovely day or lovely time zone. Go make some noise for Nyx. Bye bye.